So let's talk Spider-Man No Way Home. If you have not seen the movie, this review contains tons of spoilers. So go ahead, get out of here, go watch the movie, come back, then watch this review. So it picks up right where Far From Home left off with Mysterio revealing Peter Parker's identity, and it quickly becomes clear that being a superhero in the MCU doesn't always lead to fame and fortune. It can easily lead to split opinions and people wanting your head. Jesus Christ. There is no mercy. The people who want to see Peter in prison and hung up, there's even at one point someone throws a brick through his window, and that never cool to do that. Don't ever do that. It's not cool. You can have your opinions about things, but that's not cool, guys. But for this movie, it shows how dangerous things are getting for him now that his identity is revealed, not only for him, but for his loved ones. So let's talk about some of the returning characters. The fact that Daredevil showed up. Well, he's not Daredevil quite yet. He's Matt Murdock. But they made it clear. It's like, hey, he has superpowers. He's able to catch that brick that flew through the Parker's window. And they're obviously setting him up to be Daredevil, to have either his own show, his own movie. Also got the Kingpin back from those shows as well. He just debuted on Hawkeye. So it's going to be very interesting how that sets everything up there. But also let's talk about the villains. It's not the Sinister Six because there's only 5 of them. But I gotta say, other than maybe the Lizard and the Sandman, who don't really get a lot of character development and a lot to do here, because Sandman kind of already had that in Spider-Man 3. He was a good guy who made a few mistakes. He didn't really need much redemption. And the Lizard is the Lizard. He had his motivations, but it didn't really, I don't know, he didn't stand out as much as Electro or Doc Ock or the Green Goblin. And those 3 right there are the 3 villains that just steal this movie. Because obviously Doc was heavily featured in the advertisements and the posters and everything. And everybody was losing their mind that Alfred Molina came back to play Doc Ock, and the de-aging technology just flawless. It literally looked like they just plucked them out of time. And that worked for what they were going for with this movie, with each of the villains being pulled out of their own universes at specific points. And that includes William Dafoe's Green Goblin. And Jesus Christ, did he steal this movie. Literally, you could tell he was enjoying every little minute, every little line, every little word. He was just putting it all into it, and he just loving being the Green Goblin again. And I even heard that he only agreed to come back if he was the main villain and he could do his own stunts and fight choreography, or at least as much as he possibly could. And it shows. It shows that he put his all into it. And as for him being the main villain, how could he not be after killing Aunt May? It shows he is just dastardly, he's devilish, he's just evil to the core. But not Norman Osborn. And that was very, very well done too, the way that they showed that Norman is still a good person, but the goblin side of his personality is one evil son of a bitch. Tobey Maguire, you can tell he's happy to be back. It's not just a paycheck for him or Andrew or Alfred Molina or William Dafoe or Jamie Foxx. None of them. You could tell they were all putting their all into these roles and these characters, especially Andrew Garfield, who for the first time came off as a real dork. I remember the Amazing Spider-Man movies, he wasn't that much of a dork. And this one, you could tell he comes off as a bit of a nerd, a bit of awkward and not really know exactly what to say or what to do or how to progress things. He's always moving, and he doesn't like to stay still. And I think that plays up that awkwardness of Peter Parker very well. So Andrew Garfield, yes, I've been hearing that they might make another Amazing Spider-Man movie with him. And honestly, I'd be up for seeing it. Screw it. If we can have multiple Batman, why can't we have multiple Spider-Man? So in conclusion, 20 years of live-action Spider-Man, And this movie is a love letter to each and every single one of those movies. This is the type of movie you can only have once in a generation or once every blue moon, because it goes back and it takes up all the mistakes and all the successes of the old movies and rolls it all in here to tell a cohesive, well-paced, well-told story. And the ending with Tom Holland being forgotten by everybody and knowing that he had to continue on as Spider-Man without his support, it just shows, like, you know, despite getting kicked into the dirt, despite having everything taken away from him, the fight continues. Spider-Man is needed. And this movie just incorporates every little bit of what Spider-Man is. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been keeping up on my YouTube channel, you notice that I've uploaded a few shorts. The feature that YouTube just added recently, and apparently you guys are liking them. So stay tuned for more of those. Keep an eye out for more of those. And like, share, and subscribe this video. Go back and like, share, and subscribe my other videos if you want. And yeah, I'll see everybody in the next one.